The Democrats' impeachment sham is getting even more outrageous. Remember when it was supposed to be quick? Now Nancy Pelosi is dragging her feet by waiting to send the articles of impeachment to the Senate. Pelosi melting down after being called out for it earlier.
Frankly, I don't care what the Republicans say. Not on this subject. I've said this is it. Any other questions on anybody want to talk about Mexico Free Trade Agreement? Anybody care about that?
She just impeaches the president. Doesn't want to talk about it. Here's the president responding to impeachment.
They're playing games. They don't want to put in their articles. They're ridiculous, phony, fraudulent articles. And I think they're not allowed to do that. Here it's unconstitutional and a lot of other things, but they don't want to put them in because they're ashamed of them.
And Republicans are mocking Pelosi.
And Speaker Pelosi suggested that House Democrats may be too afraid to even transmit their shoddy work product to the Senate. He said impeachment was so urgent that it could not even wait for due process, but now they're content to sit on their hands. This is really comical.
Now we have the own Speaker of the House who is so embarrassed that she admits the failure of this impeachment that she will not even send it to the Senate.
All right, Juan, try to convince me that this is some sort of brilliant tactical move. I just don't see it. I don't see how she has leverage, power. I don't see how holding him back gives her anything, results in anything. Explain it to me.
You think Trump wants impeachment just hanging around over his head? Over
his head? He's going to get acquitted. Who cares?
Oh, so that's what your assumption is. I see. Because that's what you just saw was total spin coming from
well, so tell me what the point is.
The point is that right now McConnell says that, you know, this is a political proceeding, and he's 100% right, but he's also said that he has prejudged this. Lindsey Graham says he doesn't even want to see any evidence. They don't want any witnesses. Charles Schumer, the majority leader in the Senate, says he'd like to have people come forward who have firsthand knowledge.
Who cares what Schumer wants? They investigate in the House, and then the Senate judges.
So, no, the Senate.
That's how it works in the Constitution.
The Senate can set its own terms. They're going to have John Roberts, the Supreme Court Chief Justice, there. They can.
And Schumer doesn't control the Senate.
No, I agree. Republicans, just like Democrats control the House, Republicans. But you know what? There is a requirement, I think, that you have some sense of fairness and honesty.
There wasn't fairness in the House, Juan. You're not getting it back.
But I want to say, but I don't.
Juan can't explain why it's a brilliant strategy. Why? Because they're just going to keep him in Nancy's pocketbook for the rest of the year?
I mean, the idea of we've already dismissed the idea of we demand more witnesses. If your case was so strong, why are you demanding more witnesses? And again, why would you capitalize on the momentum of this great achievement? Why? Because the momentum is going in reverse.
Right.
And they know that, and that's why Trump is in an unusually good mood during this whole thing, because only his numbers keep going up. But so what this is, what they're trying to say now is we need to dig up more stuff. So that's basically what they're saying is, as they've always said, impeach now, find the crime later. That's why when you talk about fairness, no one listens, because it was never fair, because you guys started the day he was inaugurated. You've always been saying impeach, impeach, impeach. You mentioned 4 times already. So.
Yeah, I said no. I said they said that there are some people who raise this, and they said no to it.
They were waiting. They were impeach now, find the crime later. That's
Emily. You know what it looks like. Let's just bring Emily in a little bit.
Hang on. Let me just respond to Greg on this, because I think when you say rush, remember John Bolton, and not only John Bolton, Mark Mulvaney.
Yeah.
All these guys said they have firsthand knowledge, but Trump said don't testify, send it to the courts. So maybe Nancy Pelosi should just hold on and say, okay, we'll wait for the courts to decide.
Your case is too strong. You don't need witnesses. That's what I heard.
Oh, so that's why we have an obstruction article of
It's not obstruction.
So wait, Nancy's going to now go to court, and then he's not obstructing because she's going to court.
It's beyond
I think you're erasing your articles as we speak. Let's just talk about is this PR? Because she obviously wants him to be impeached, but she doesn't want him to be acquitted. And that's the problem she faces.
Which is just another reason why this is so preposterous and so transparent. everyone sees through this game. It is gamesmanship. This is not actual seeking justice. You know, we're talking about fairness. How is it fair to hold on to these articles? It's literally in the Constitution, the Sixth Amendment, that you have a right to a speedy trial. And yeah, this isn't a criminal defendant per se, but why, if we hold as a procedural matters, if we hold as Americans that it is so fundamental that it is processed quickly and efficiently, then all of a sudden she just decides to hang on to things, let alone that it's a two-step process. And her baton should pass now to the Chief Justice. And I think, you know, we heard Majority Whip Rep. Clyburn today. He said, give him a fair trial and hang him.
Yeah.
Like nothing about that indicates that there's an actual commitment to fairness. Because if so, too, then that testimony would have been so crucial. Then, yes, we would have waited for the court's decision.
And we would have been
Right?
slow walked forever.
But the evidence would have
One
been
of the
crucial.
reasons the Democrats said they had to do this was because Trump was an imminent threat to the democracy and the upcoming 2020 election. What happened to the urgent threat?
The pre-impeachment.
Right.
I have permission to make a sports analogy?
Oh, my God.
Permission granted.
I've been trying to figure out, like, what am I missing? Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, is really smart, right? She's really strategic, and I feel like, am I missing something? Because it does seem like she has fumbled on the 1 yard line. Yes. That's my only.
Very good.
That was your analogy?
I thought
That's
it
my
was
sports
good.
analogy, and I have another point to make, which is that what they're telling the members that the consolation prize on the Democratic side is, well, now we get to go into 2020, and we will always be able to say that Donald Trump was impeached. And that's what they really wanted. They want to have that in the ads. They want him to be labeled that way. And they watered down the two articles so much that abuse of power could be... Every American thinks that every president abuses their
Exactly.
power. I mean, because we are Americans, we don't trust the power.
I guarantee you, if Trump turns this in and starts selling merchandise with
Impeached.
best president ever and impeached, he's going
Impeach
to.
this.
Yeah, he's going to make millions.
Well, I
Yes.
think he's already doing that. But I would just say, with regard to Pelosi, you said, oh, the Democrats, they're not doing anything but impeach. Well, look at the Mexican trade deal that went through, right?
Yeah.
Look at the deal
Yeah,
in
so
terms
she
of the
fumbled
budget.
on the 1 yard
no,
line.
she didn't
and then
fumble.
President Trump
Remember,
picked
you
up
said,
the ball and ran it back
not at all.
99 yards for a touchdown.
Wait a second,
Yes,
Dana. You said, oh, you know what?
Let her
The
win,
Democratic
Juan.
moderates, oh, they're going to have trouble the third. Look at that. All the moderates, they got on board. Who's leaving?
Okay.
Mark Meadows.
All right.
Five
And
Republicans just this
But
month.
wait, no,
I'm a
that-
Jersey Democrat.
It was a
How about
bipartisan.
Justin Amash?
It was a
forgot about him.
bipartisan vote against impeachment.
What?
Technically, it was.